Welcome to MBA Mental Boost. This is your coach, Dr. Rosie, and today we are talking about connecting with your inner knowing. So much of the time we can be rushing around, doing all the things, grinding, showing up every day, sometimes feeling like we're just on that kind of hamster wheel. And what I want to encourage us to do is to connect with these moments where we can actually just pause and listen to our thoughts, connect with our intuition, connect with what do I need to be doing? Where do I need to be going? Where am I feeling guided? When we're constantly in that rat race, we don't have time. We don't allow those thoughts to come through. And whilst I love meditation, obviously the thing about meditation is that you notice the thought come in and you'll bring your attention back. So I feel that we need to have a meditation practice, but then we also need to have these times where we just let our thoughts go and we let them come and we don't judge them, but we just sit with them. And that is such a powerful thing when we can connect with that deep inner sense of knowing, connect with our intuition, connect with what our gut is telling us. Now, I'm a very intuitive person. It's why I'm in basketball, but I wouldn't be in this space had I not been creating moments throughout the day where I could just be with my thoughts. And yes, sometimes those thoughts are crazy. And they don't have to be huge life-changing things. My intuition has taken me into creating businesses, becoming a surrogate to a family that I didn't know, going into a completely new field, by going into basketball, having never even seen a game. Some of those are they're huge things. But there can also be really small stuff. What's your intuition telling you that you need to release, that you're no longer in alignment with? Or where do you see opportunities? Where can you be a hell yes? Where have you maybe not been a hell yes, but you're now ready? We need to give ourselves these moments where we can tap into it. And how it relates to on the court as well is that if you can become a more intuitive player, and by that I mean being able to be aware of yourself, being able to connect with others around you, being able to intuitively play the game, that's going to elevate your performance. You're going to be in the zone more often because you're in that intuitive doing, being state. You're not overthinking, but you're connecting with those feelings. But that only happens when we train it. So we have to create these moments where we connect with that deep inner knowing. And, there are some ways to do this. Being able to connect with your breath. I can't say breath without actually taking a breath. That then helps you with that kind of reflective state. Where's my body at right now? What's my mind telling me? For me, as I do that, I'm in a lot of pain. I literally have a pain in the butt, which is frustrating. But when I take those breaths, I'm like, okay, yeah, you need to do something about that. But you connect with it because you slow down and you listen to your body and you listen to your mind and you let those thoughts come through. You could do things like mindful observation. Just sit for 5 minutes. Just sit and notice your thoughts without judgment. Some of them might be really random. Some of them might feel totally pointless, and that's fine. We're not philosophers. Well, not all of us. I'm definitely not a philosopher. Some of my thoughts aren't very deep at all. They're like, oh crap, I need to clean out the guinea pigs. Oh, I forgot to pay for the school trip. Just let the thoughts go. Let them come out. It's all good. And you can write them down. You can journal on them. But you might not even need to do that. You can just sit with them. 5 minutes. Just let the thoughts come and go. The thoughts don't matter. And that helps with that mental declutter. And then once we work through that, that makes space for that inner guidance. What's actually coming through right now? What guidance is already within me? What does my inner voice, what does my inner knowing tell me? And just listen to it for a moment. I mean, you'll notice this episode, there's a lot more pauses in it because this is so good. Like, just telling you this practice, I'm like, this feels so good. And you're going to feel amazing when you do this. Just slow stuff down. It doesn't need to be very long. It can be longer, but it could just be 5 minutes. Sitting and just letting those thoughts come and noticing them. And then having that body awareness, the physical awareness. How's your body feeling right now? What are kind of subtle shifts that you're noticing in your body or in your mind? Where might you need to change things slightly? Where do you need to release tension? Where's that tension maybe coming from? It's really interesting. And then when you can tap into that deep inner knowing, you go through all the surface thoughts and we start to get a bit deeper. Checking in with, what's your current goal at the moment? Where are you feeling any resistance? Where are you feeling the flow? What feels right at the moment? And what doesn't feel in alignment? And what does your gut tell you? And just letting these answers come naturally. You're not overthinking it. You're not judging it. You're not saying them out loud to anyone. You're just listening. You're just listening to yourself. And it doesn't matter if you're not clear on things. Clarity comes over time. And clarity comes the more that you do this work and the more that you connect with that deep inner knowing. So you'll notice this episode is a lot calmer. This is a chilled episode. My energy is this is good. It feels good. But yeah, you can hear it in my voice. I'm sorry. The energy isn't right up there, but then we don't need it to be when we're reflecting and when we're in that kind of listening to our deep inner knowing. We don't need that high performance energy, that, speaker energy, on the court energy. We don't need that right now. We'll just slow stuff down. That's kind of my Monday. It's been a really nice Monday connecting with clients. And this is why this topic came up, because I was suggesting to a client that this is what he does every day this week. Create some moments where he can connect with that deep inner knowing. And he's going to get clarity. And it's going to help him to move things forward as he's transitioning through the next phase. And then I was like, hey, this is really useful for people. I'll share it with you too. So then kind of integrating that reflection into your daily routines. This isn't a one and done. None of the things that I talk about are. But thinking about where can you have these moments of check-ins? Is it first thing in the morning before you grab your phone and scroll TikTok? Just checking in with yourself. Listen to yourself. Maybe try habit stacking. You could do a moment of reflection after maybe morning stretching. Maybe after you brush your teeth before you go to bed. And just over time, these small reflective moments, they build such a strong connection with your own inner guidance. And I'm proof of that. I know that this works because I do it every single day. And sometimes some crazy stuff comes up. But I trust my intuition so much now that I'm okay, we're going to roll with this. I mean, my poor husband, it's probably a roller coaster living with me. But, like I said, it doesn't always have to be big stuff. There'll be some small stuff as well. But it's giving your brain a chance to just process stuff. Filter stuff through. Let the thoughts come and go. The important ones you're going to take away with you. You're going to take inspired action on them. You're going to work on them to get clarity or whatever. The other stuff, maybe it just needs to work its way through. I'm going to say this. It's like a mental animal. I'm not sure whether that's the the quote that I want to use on this. But so there we go. I shall wrap up with the doing this work is like a mental enema. There's a nice image. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.